Archangel Michael says, "I will never talk to you if you skip me now. A big tragedy is coming your way. I am trying to save your life. You will receive into your." Open this message immediately. Before you even blink or scroll, you need to understand that this is not a random message on your screen. This is not a coincidence, not a digital accident. This is divine intervention reaching out to interrupt your silence. Heaven is standing still in this very moment, because Archangel Michael, the great protector and warrior of the Most High, is calling your name. He is not whispering. He is shouting with urgency. He is saying there is a battle you cannot see. A tragedy you are not prepared for. But he is trying to shield you. He is sent by God to warn you, to lift you, to fight for you. If you ignore this, you may miss the very rescue sent to save you from the storm that is coming to your doorstep. If your heart is still beating, if your lungs are still breathing, it means you are chosen. And chosen ones do not walk through life unnoticed by darkness. The enemy wants to harm you because of the light you carry. Archangel Michael stands before you now, sword drawn, wings stretched wide, saying, "I have been sent to war for you, to cover you, to preserve what God has planted in you." But you must not scroll past this. This isn't just words on a screen. This is life and death. This is mercy standing in the gap for you. This is heaven's final call before a door closes. Comment "Amen" right now if you receive this word and recognize that this is no ordinary moment. Please like this video now if this already moved something inside of you that you cannot explain. Let this reach others who are waiting on a sign from God, the same way this was sent to reach you. This is not a scare tactic. This is not superstition. This is a spiritual truth. In the kingdom of heaven, Archangel Michael has always stood on the front lines of battle. He has always moved at the voice of God to defeat forces of destruction, confusion, sickness, disaster, and death. When Daniel fasted and prayed, it was Michael who fought for 21 days in the unseen realm just to bring an answer to earth. When Lucifer rebelled and tried to take heaven's throne, it was Michael who cast him down. This is the angel God entrusts when serious danger is approaching. And now he is calling to you. He is telling you clearly that if you walk away from this word, he will fall silent. He will not speak again. Not because he does not love you, but because your free will is the gate he cannot cross without your yes. He is trying to stop what is coming. He is trying to reroute your path. He is saying the enemy has already prepared a trap, a sudden loss, a heartbreak, an accident, a setback, a moment meant to ruin your progress. But God is trying to save your life through this warning. There is a shaking in the atmosphere, a spiritual storm brewing behind the curtain of what you see. You may feel tired. You may have no idea why your peace has felt uneasy, your sleep disrupted, your heart weighed down for no clear reason. That is because your spirit can sense the war before your eyes see it. Archangel Michael is not coming in softness. He is not coming in silence. He is coming in battle cry, thunder voice, divine fire. He is saying the time is now. He is calling the army of angels around you. He is placing himself at your front, at your rear, above and beside. But your response is the doorway. This message is the last attempt to stop what has been set in motion. Do not ignore the signs. You've been seeing numbers, dreams, flashes of names, feelings in your gut that something is shifting. People are falling away. Doors are slamming shut. Timing is changing. It's because God is repositioning you for preservation. What the enemy meant to use to destroy you, God is using to redirect your steps toward safety. Michael stands in the middle of that transition saying, "Stay under the covering. Do not delay. Do not return to what God pulled you out of. Do not run back to places where His presence no longer dwells." Michael is standing guard to cut off what wants to drag you backward. He is armed with orders from heaven to protect the promise over your life, but he will not force himself on you. He is holy. He is mighty. But he cannot defend you unless you stay within the will of God. God is calling His children to attention. He is shaking you awake from distractions, from double-mindedness, from the slow drift away from truth. He is trying to rescue you before it's too late. Archangel Michael says clearly, this is your moment of covering, your moment of escape, your moment to shift into divine alignment. Delay opens the door to danger. Disobedience welcomes in the tragedy. You may not see it yet, but something has already been loosed, and only God's power can shut it down. You must return to the secret place. You must cling to the Word of God again. You must call on His name with all your heart. Because heaven is waiting for your agreement, your surrender, your yes. Some of you are wondering why your life has felt so heavy lately, why the battles keep increasing, why it seems like everything good is being delayed. That's because something big is on the verge of breaking open in your life, and the enemy is throwing everything at you to wear you out before you step into it. Archangel Michael knows what's ahead. He is trying to push back the dark clouds and lift the burden long enough for you to cross into the promise God has spoken. But you must stay under God's hand. You must not run from His correction, His timing, His way. This is not about rules. This is about rescue. Is it time you unlock the same CIA secret brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak has revealed a powerful 7-second technique, developed under CIA-funded research and backed by neuroscience. It's helping people magnetize wealth like never before. From debt to luxury, faster than anyone believed. But this miracle won't stay public for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. The ones who are aligned in this hour will see divine protection like never before. You will walk through what others cannot endure. You will rise when others fall. You will carry peace in chaos. That is the evidence of Archangel Michael's covering. That is the result of listening when heaven speaks. That is what happens when you open your ears to a voice crying out for your life. There is still more you must hear. Do not turn away. Do not skip. Do not silence this voice. Heaven is still speaking. The angels are still moving. The next words may be what holds back the flood and releases your blessing. Comment 1111 if you believe something divine is happening over you right now. This is not a coincidence. This is spiritual warfare stirring, and Archangel Michael has been dispatched to walk with you through the valley you didn't see coming. He is standing between you and destruction, between your heart and heartbreak, between your peace and panic, holding back the forces that were sent to tear you apart. Heaven is not silent about your life. God has not forgotten about you. And even though you may feel lost in the middle of unanswered prayers, closed doors, and heavy battles, something is happening right now behind the scenes that only the spiritual can perceive. Archangel Michael is warning you again, not to scare you, but to prepare you. He is saying there is still time to return, still time to surrender, still time to step back under the shelter of the Most High. The tragedy he speaks of is not always a physical blow. Sometimes it comes as the slow erosion of your purpose, the quiet draining of your joy, the silent death of your fire. And you never know it's happening until you've been hollowed out. But God loves you too much to let you fall away unnoticed. He is using this very moment to get your attention. He is using this word to wake you from the sleep of distraction and remind you that His hand is not too short to save, His voice is not too weak to call you back, and His mercy is still stretching out toward you, even now. The presence of Archangel Michael means the battle is not over you, it's for you. Because you are chosen. Because there is something in you that hell cannot afford to let live. Archangel Michael is not coming for casual comfort. He is not stepping into your life to play small. He is coming with the authority of the Lord, clothed in fire, drenched in glory, carrying divine instruction to tear down what is rising up against you. Every curse, every lie, every wicked word, every hidden plan sent to sabotage your joy, your progress, your mind, He has been sent to destroy it before it reaches your door. But He is calling you to stay awake. Stay in position. Stay under the shadow of God's wings, because the covering only works when you remain surrendered. There are things that should have already taken you out, but they didn't. There were people that turned their back on you, hoping you would never rise again, but here you are. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because heaven intervened when you didn't even know you were in danger. Archangel Michael moved on your behalf before you even knew there was a threat. You survived the unseen war, and now He's telling you that something bigger is coming, but so is something greater. And what you do next will determine which one meets you first. You are not just going through things. You are being trained. You are being tested. You are being elevated. The breaking you feel is not the end, it is the stretching that happens before the miracle is released. And it's uncomfortable. But Michael is not letting you walk through it alone. He is surrounding you in battle formation. He is holding the line while God finishes the work inside of you. There is a new chapter trying to be born, and all of hell is trying to make you quit before you get there. But God is strengthening your resolve. He is putting iron in your soul. He is reminding you that your identity is not found in the storm, but in the one who calms it. God is not the author of confusion. He is not the giver of fear. He is your refuge and fortress, your strength in the time of trouble, your hiding place when everything around you feels unstable. Archangel Michael is lifting the shield over your life right now, breaking generational patterns, severing spiritual chains, cutting down demonic interference that tried to tangle your destiny. You were never meant to be destroyed. You were meant to rise. And this is your rising season. The shaking had to happen to pull you out of comfort. The disruption had to come to push you into obedience. And now, the covering is here. There are people in your life who won't understand what's happening to you right now. They won't recognize the fire on you. They won't see the angelic movement surrounding you. And that's okay. You are not called to be understood. You are called to be anointed. Michael isn't speaking to them. He's speaking to you. He is saying, get ready. Get focused. Get aligned. Because what you've been praying for is coming faster than you expected, but it cannot reach a distracted heart. The blessing cannot fall on a disobedient spirit. The next level of your life demands a deeper level of your surrender. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. God is restoring what was lost. He is rebuilding what was broken. He is replacing what was taken from you in the last season. But this time, you will carry it with wisdom. This time, you will protect it with prayer. This time, you will walk with the authority that comes from being covered by heaven's army. And Archangel Michael will go before you. He will stand at your gates. He will shield your children, your home, your future. Not because of who you are, but because of who God is. And He has decided that you are not finished yet. You still have breath. You still have purpose. You still have destiny. So the enemy cannot win. Do not ignore the signs around you. Do not silence your spirit when it stirs. Do not grieve the angel who was sent to fight for you. Your agreement with this word activates a divine hedge of protection. Your belief pulls heaven into your situation. And your surrender makes room for the miracle that has been chasing you for months. Archangel Michael is already in position. Now you must take yours. Comment 222 if you trust this word is covering your life right now. He has come with a warning wrapped in mercy, a message soaked in fire, and an instruction that could change the direction of everything you are walking into. The words you are reading are not human. They are spirit-breathed and heaven-backed. They are reaching into the deepest part of you that has felt tired, burdened, overwhelmed, even close to giving up. Archangel Michael is speaking to that part of you now, the hidden part you've tried to keep quiet, the aching part you've carried in silence. He is saying, hold on. The tragedy that was supposed to touch your life has been interrupted. The plan the enemy formed in secret has been exposed. But your agreement is still needed. Your surrender still matters. Because heaven will never force itself on a heart that has decided to walk alone. There is something sacred about being warned before a battle. It means you are loved. It means you are seen. It means God cares too much to let you be blindsided by what was meant to destroy you. Archangel Michael's presence is proof that you are still on heaven's radar. You are still part of a divine plan. Even in the middle of your mistakes, your fears, your doubts, and your delays, God never took His eyes off you. He still sends angels to fight for you. He still speaks to you in the silence. He still covers you when you don't even realize you're exposed. You are not being forgotten. You are being fortified. Every attack you've faced has only revealed how deeply God is involved in your life. If there was nothing special about you, the enemy wouldn't waste his time. But the fact that darkness keeps showing up proves how powerful your future is. Archangel Michael stands in the center of that future now, saying there is no tragedy greater than God's grace, no battle stronger than heaven's backup, no fear louder than the voice of the Lord over your life. This moment is calling you higher. It is pulling you out of the fog and confusion that has tried to wrap around your mind. It is breaking the lie that you are alone, that you are forgotten, that you are too far gone. Michael is not just here to warn you. He is here to remind you that you are still needed. You are still called. You are still equipped. There is something you are carrying that no one else can carry, and the enemy knows that. That is why the pressure has increased. That is why the delay has been relentless. That is why the heaviness comes in waves. But God is stepping in now. He is moving on your behalf in places you cannot see. He is touching things behind closed doors. He is rearranging the timeline. He is stretching out his hand and commanding the winds to obey. You are not forgotten. You are being reordered, so you can step into what was always meant for you without compromise, without distraction, and without the weight of what was never yours to carry. Archangel Michael is not showing up empty-handed. He carries with him the orders of the Lord, a divine shield, a sword forged in the glory of heaven, and a commission to stand guard over your next steps. This is your turning point. Do not be casual with it. Do not treat it like just another moment. This is the very second where things begin to shift. Even now, as you read this, angels are moving around you. Something is lifting off your shoulders. Something heavy is breaking. Something unseen is releasing. It's not imagination. It's not emotion. It is the divine presence of God activating what has been waiting to be released over your life. But you must come into alignment. You must step away from whatever is pulling you into spiritual sleep. You must return to the voice of the Lord. Because in His presence, no tragedy can stand. In His presence, no plan of the enemy can survive. There is a sound of rescue rising over you. It is the sound of God saying, "I will not let them be destroyed." It is the sound of Michael saying, "I will fight until the last threat is crushed." It is the sound of chains falling, of fear fleeing, of hope being restored in the places where you thought it was gone forever. And this is only the beginning. There is still more coming, still more to be revealed, still more to be broken open from the heavens. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Do not stop here. Do not back away. Do not close your spirit to this moment. Stay open. Stay sensitive. Stay under the covering. Because even now, the enemy is scrambling. He senses the shift. He sees the light coming back into your eyes. He hears the sound of your voice rising again in worship, in faith, in surrender. That terrifies him. Because a believer who has been through the fire and still chooses to say, yes, is more dangerous to darkness than any sword. You are becoming that believer. You are stepping into that power. You are walking into that protection. Archangel Michael is drawing a line around your life. He is marking your household. He is stationing angels at your door. You are covered. You are sealed. You are guarded. But stay in the place of surrender. Because that is where the blessing flows. That is where the tragedy cannot touch you. That is where miracles are born, not from striving, but from resting under God's hand. The presence of Archangel Michael is proof that you are not walking through this alone. And if God thought you were done, He would not have sent help. But He did. Because you're not finished. There is still more for you. There is still more to become, more to build, more to live for, more to carry. And you are not doing it in your own strength. Comment 333 to declare your faith right now if this word pierced your heart. Archangel Michael stepped in when you didn't even know you needed intervention. There were traps in places you prayed to walk into. There were voices you wanted to follow that were covered in darkness. There were roads you thought were blessings, but they were actually roads to delay, detour, and destruction. God shielded you by force. And now He's giving you the clarity to understand why it all had to happen the way it did. Archangel Michael does not operate in confusion. When he shows up, there is always a divine assignment. And right now, that assignment is you. It is your heart. Your calling. Your destiny. He is not here to impress you. He is here to war for you. The reason this message is coming to you with such urgency is because your next steps are critical. The direction you choose next is going to shape the atmosphere around your life for years. God is not only trying to prevent a tragedy, He is also trying to prepare a victory. And this preparation cannot be skipped. You may feel unqualified. You may still be carrying shame from things you thought disqualified you. But Archangel Michael is not speaking to your past. He is speaking to your promise. He is not showing up because you are perfect. He is showing up because you are chosen. There are assignments attached to your name. There are lives connected to your obedience. There is a calling on you that requires protection because if you walk into it uncovered, it will be too heavy to carry. The enemy knows this. That's why he sent distractions, detours, and disappointments. Not to just hurt you, but to destroy the voice God placed inside you. But that voice is rising again. Right now, heaven is blowing fresh wind into your lungs. There is strength returning to places where you were numb. There is fire returning to parts of your soul that went cold. You are not the same person you were last year. You are not even the same person you were last week. Something is changing in the spirit. You can feel it. And that is the sign that God is about to birth something new in you. But birth is not easy. It comes with labor. It comes with pressure. It comes with moments that feel like breaking. And this is where Archangel Michael steps in again. He is surrounding the place of your breakthrough. He is silencing every whisper that says you're not ready. He is standing between you and the voices that tried to curse what God has called blessed. You may have walked through fire, but not a hair on your head was singed. You may have cried in secret, but heaven counted every tear and turned them into seeds of joy. This is the moment where God begins to restore everything the enemy tried to strip away from you. And He's doing it through you, not around you. He is lifting you in front of those who thought you wouldn't survive. He is promoting you in rooms where you were once rejected. He is aligning you with people who will protect your anointing, not compete with it. And Archangel Michael is clearing the way. There are still traps being set. There are still forces working overtime to block your progress. But they will not prevail. Because God has already released His word over your life. And when God speaks, everything else must bow. The tragedy that was supposed to hit your family will miss. The confusion that was creeping into your mind will dissolve. The accident that was planned to slow you down has already been stopped by unseen hands. Not because of luck. Not because of coincidence. But because of divine interception. Some of you have been feeling a heaviness you can't explain. You've been feeling distant from yourself, disconnected from your usual joy, unsure of your footing. That's because the spiritual realm is louder than usual. There's a shift happening. You are being repositioned. And like a tree that's being uprooted and replanted in richer soil, the process is uncomfortable, but it's for your growth. Archangel Michael is overseeing that replanting. He is making sure the soil you are placed in now is protected, watered, and safe from anything that would try to stunt your growth again. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. You've come too far to turn around now. You've survived what others didn't walk through. You've endured what almost broke you. You've held on to faith when it would have been easier to give up. God sees that. Heaven honors that. Archangel Michael moves for that. He goes where the faithful cry out, where the broken still whisper His name, where the weary say, yes, even with trembling hands. That's where God sends His mightiest angels. Not to the perfect, but to the persistent. You may have been overlooked by people, but you have not been overlooked by God. You may have been betrayed by people who said they loved you, but God has never left your side. He has been in every moment, every silent night, every tear-stained pillow. He has walked with you through grief, through loss, through fear, through anger, through uncertainty. And now He is walking you into restoration. Archangel Michael stands at the gates of this new season, and he will not let the past cross over with you. This is the separation moment. What held you before cannot follow you now. The weight that wore you out is being lifted. The fear that kept you frozen is being broken. The mindset that limited your vision is being replaced. You are not who you were. You are who God says you are. And He says you are rising. He says you are favored. He says you are covered. He says you are healed. He says you are whole. Comment 555 if you know God is lifting you out of what tried to bury you. God knows you've been tired. He knows the battle has drained you. He knows you've asked silently if it's still worth it, if anyone notices your pain, if all this faith is even doing anything at all. But He is not silent about you. He never has been. While you were crying yourself to sleep, angels were being dispatched. While you were feeling forgotten, heaven was preparing your breakthrough. While you were walking through the wilderness, God was already planting gardens in the place where you thought nothing would ever grow again. And Archangel Michael was sent to make sure that nothing steals the harvest that's about to come. The delay was not denial. It was protection. What you thought was rejection was divine timing, rerouting your heart away from something lesser and toward something you could not have reached without the struggle. That pain, that waiting, that pressing season, it wasn't punishment. It was God enlarging your capacity, stretching your soul so it could hold the promise without it breaking you when it arrived. And now, you are closer than you think. The air is shifting. The atmosphere around you is trembling because heaven is leaning in, and what you were once begging for is now chasing you down. You are not at the edge of collapse. You are at the edge of breakthrough. But the enemy wants you to give up now, just before it arrives, just before it unfolds. That's why the distractions feel louder. That's why the warfare feels thicker. That's why your thoughts have felt like waves, crashing harder than usual. Because the closer you get to the blessing, the more the enemy panics. But Archangel Michael is standing tall beside you. He has not backed down. He has not left you alone. He is fighting battles you haven't even prayed about yet. He is blocking the attacks that were being planned against your peace, your mind, your family, your purpose. This is not the time to shrink back. This is not the time to silence your praise, even if your voice shakes. This is the time to stand. To stay. To believe. Because something is being released. You've been sown in tears, and you are about to reap in joy. You've walked with wounds, but you are about to walk in authority. You've carried the weight of silence, but now the voice of God is about to thunder over your life with clarity and direction. Michael is making sure that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Not just in theory, but in reality. The enemy has tried to make you numb, to make you question whether you are still covered. But your protection has never been based on your perfection. It has always been based on God's love. And that love is unshakable. That love sent Michael to stand over your path. That love refused to let you be overtaken. That love is why you're still standing when everything should have taken you out. That love is why peace is coming back into your heart like a wave. That love is why the tragedy planned against you will fail before it ever reaches you. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are in transition. And transition always feels like confusion to the flesh. But in the spirit, something is aligning. The things you didn't understand before are about to make sense. The things you thought were losses will be revealed as redirections. The silence you hated will soon be understood as the place where God was building your next season quietly. Michael has been guarding that construction site. He has been posted at the edge of your life, allowing nothing in that God did not approve. You do not need to fear the future. You are not walking into unknown darkness. You are walking into prepared light. Heaven is ahead of you. The angels are ahead of you. The hand of God is already in the room you are about to enter. There is nothing you are stepping into that God has not already made a way through. Archangel Michael is not here to warn you of a future disaster you can't escape. He's here to stop it. He's here to cover you. He's here to ensure that the thing sent to destroy you will become the very thing that leads you into your testimony. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance, instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Right now, the Lord is releasing fresh oil over your life. Oil that restores. Oil that heals. Oil that marks you for favor. And with that oil comes divine attention. What was hidden is being revealed. What was delayed is being released. What was stolen is being restored. And Michael stands over that restoration like a gatekeeper, saying, "This one belongs to the Lord." No tragedy will pass this line. No curse will touch this house. No fear will take this promise. You are not waiting for a miracle to find you. The miracle is already on the move. The answer is already assigned to your name. The doors that were sealed shut are beginning to tremble. The winds are shifting in your favor. You are not being led into the storm. You are being led through it. And you will come out stronger, wiser, and more protected than ever before. This is what Archangel Michael is preparing you for. Let your heart stay open. Let your faith rise again. Let your worship become your weapon. Because heaven is responding to the sound of your surrender. Every time you refuse to quit, you are echoing the victory that has already been declared in the Spirit. Every time you say, yes, to God, you are giving permission for angels to move more freely around your life. And every time you choose to believe, even in the dark, you are unlocking the next level of glory that was always meant for you. You are not as alone as you feel. You are not as lost as you think. Even now, heaven is closer than your next breath, and everything around you is beginning to shift, not because of what you've done, but because of who you belong to. God never abandoned you in the fire. He never stepped away when you were weak. He never turned his back when the voices grew louder than your hope. The truth is, those moments when you felt furthest from him were the very moments he was standing closest. He was silent not because he didn't care, but because he was working. His silence was not absence, it was strategy. While you wept, he was writing a new ending. While you doubted, he was assigning angels to protect your next chapter. And Archangel Michael was given charge over you not because you're in danger, but because you are about to walk into something so sacred, so valuable, that it must be guarded with holy fire. There is no tragedy stronger than God's power. There is no storm that can undo what God has ordained. You may not understand all that has happened to you. You may not yet see how this pain will be used. But the God who sees the end from the beginning has already gone ahead of you, and Archangel Michael is clearing the way. Every closed door was protection. Every delay was divine alignment. Every unanswered prayer was heaven's way of saying, "Wait, I have better." And now, that better is coming. You've been praying for signs, for confirmation, for clarity. This is it. This is your sign. This is heaven calling you by name. Not just to comfort you, but to wake you up to the truth of who you are. You are not average. You are not forgotten. You are not another wandering soul hoping for scraps of blessing. You are chosen. You are called. You are covered. And Michael has been dispatched to make sure that the enemy who tried to break you has no access to your future. There is a very real reason the pressure increased in this season. It's because the enemy got nervous. He knows what's coming for you. He sees the blessing forming. He sees the healing rising. He sees the doors unlocking. And he threw everything he could at you to stop it. Confusion. Fear. Distraction. Loneliness. He whispered lies into your tired mind, hoping to make you question your value, your calling, your worth. But it didn't work. Because even when you felt too weak to fight, God fought for you. Even when you didn't have the words to pray, the Spirit interceded with groanings too deep for words. Even when you were slipping, heaven was holding on tighter than ever before. Archangel Michael is still holding the line. He is not backing down. He has been commanded to fight until the assignment over your life is fulfilled. And that assignment is not small. It is not ordinary. It is kingdom shaking. It is territory taking. It is soul saving. That is why the enemy has been trying to wear you out. But God is renewing your strength even now. He is pouring out living water into dry places. He is placing fire in the bones that felt cold. He is giving you a second wind, because you are not finished. You are only just beginning. There are things you lost that will be returned. Not just replaced, but restored. With interest. With increase. With favor that does not make sense. God is not a man that he should lie, and every promise he made to you, even in the quiet hours of prayer, is still alive. Every word he whispered, every dream he planted, every vision he gave, it's all still unfolding. And Michael stands beside that unfolding, making sure that nothing can snatch it from your hands again. You've cried over things you never told anyone about. You've grieved losses you had to carry in silence. You've walked through fire and smiled for the world, hiding the ashes inside. But God saw it all. And now, he is answering not just your prayers, but your pain. He is turning your mourning into dancing, your ashes into beauty, your confusion into wisdom. And he is doing it not in the next life, but now. Here. In this season. In this moment. Archangel Michael is watching over that release. He is guarding the shift so nothing delays it further. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You don't need to chase after people to understand you. You don't need to beg for validation. You don't need to force open doors that God never called you to. All you need to do is stay under His hand. Stay surrendered. Stay positioned. Because when you are hidden in His will, you are untouchable. Covered. Sheltered. Safe. Even in the storm, you are safe. Because the wind does not move God. The chaos does not confuse Him. The darkness does not intimidate Him. And as long as you're walking with Him, no tragedy formed against you can win. Let your spirit begin to settle. Let the voices of fear begin to fade. You are not on your own. You never were. The Holy Spirit has wrapped Himself around you, and His angels are encamped on every side. Archangel Michael is not pacing. He is posted. Rooted. Still. Confident in the victory that is already written over your life. That confidence is your inheritance. That peace is your portion. That assurance is your anchor in this hour. Something is shifting in your favor. Doors are about to open that don't make sense. Conversations are being held about you in rooms you've never walked into. God is setting things in place. And soon, you will look back and understand why it all had to unfold this way. You will see that God was not delaying you, He was defending you. That He was not punishing you, He was positioning you. There is something sacred about the way God builds people in silence, the way He molds their hearts in seasons of isolation, the way He allows certain things to fall apart so He can reveal what was never meant to stay. Archangel Michael has been walking beside you through that process, not only to protect you from outside harm, but to defend you against the subtle sabotage that often begins inside, the doubt, the fear, the lies the enemy tries to plant in your thoughts when you're tired, when you're low, when you feel unseen. But heaven has seen every tear. Every time you cried out, God was already answering. You were not forgotten in the fight. In fact, the fight intensified because heaven remembered you. The warfare became heavier because the glory over your life became brighter. And Michael was sent to shield that light, to make sure the flame inside of you was not put out by the weight of your season. Even when it felt like your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling, the angel of the Lord was standing in your room. He was defending your peace. He was holding back darkness that you couldn't see. You survived attacks you didn't even know were coming because Michael fought them off before they ever reached your mind, your house, your children, your future. There is a tragedy that was scheduled, a setback that was being whispered about in hell, a moment that was designed to steal your focus, your stability, your very breath. But God intervened. Michael said no. That divine no was louder than the trap the enemy set. That no became a covering around your soul. That no stood between you and what should have broken you completely. And that is why you are still here. Still breathing. Still believing. Still standing, even if you're standing with shaking knees. God has not abandoned you. He is near. Nearer than you know. You are walking through territory that is already claimed by heaven. What you are stepping into now has already been prepared. But it still requires you to walk with faith, to trust that what's ahead will not destroy you, to believe that God would not bring you this far just to let you drown in the deep. You are being taught how to swim in waters that feel too big, but the presence of Archangel Michael proves that you will not sink. There is help. There is protection. There is mercy walking beside you in the form of angelic force. There are things you've cried over that are about to make sense. There are moments that crushed your heart that are going to become altars of testimony. God is turning your confusion into clarity, and your suffering into strength. But you have to stay in position. You cannot let pain push you away from the one who heals. You cannot let fear lead your decisions. You cannot let delay convince you that God has changed his mind about you. He hasn't. He never will. Archangel Michael is still standing with his sword drawn. That sword is cutting through generational chains. That sword is severing ties to wrong people, wrong habits, wrong directions. That sword is holy. It does not cut to hurt, it cuts to free. And you are being freed. From guilt. From shame. From mindsets that made you settle for less. From the weight of constantly trying to please everyone while your own soul is left hungry. From the need to be strong all the time while hiding the fact that you are exhausted. Michael is fighting for you to rest. To return. To heal. You don't need to pretend anymore. You don't need to hold it together just to survive. God is not asking you to perform for his love. He's asking you to receive it. He's asking you to let go of what you thought you had to be and let him show you who you really are. You are his child. You are the reason the angels are moving. You are the reason he sent a warrior from heaven's army to step into your story. Because you are worth saving. You are worth protecting. You are worth restoring. The struggle has not been for nothing. The fire has not been a waste. You've been refined. You've been purified. You've been broken open so the oil inside of you could flow. And now, God is getting ready to use every part of your story to lift others who are still drowning. He's not just lifting you for you. He's lifting you so you can become the living proof that his mercy is still alive. That his power is still real. That his angels still move at the sound of his voice. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. Archangel Michael is surrounding the blessing that is about to hit your life. Not just financial blessing, not just open doors, but the kind of deep, holy restoration that makes you feel like your soul can breathe again. Peace is coming back. Joy is coming back. He has watched as you wrestled in silence, as you questioned why the pain seemed so long, why the road was so hard, why joy seemed to slip away every time you got close to it. But what you didn't see was what God was doing in the background. While you were trying to hold yourself together, God was sending angels to hold you up. While you were waiting for answers, heaven was constructing the very pathway that would carry you into restoration. And Archangel Michael has stood on the edge of that path, warding off what was trying to devour your peace, striking down what was aiming to steal your identity. You were never forgotten. You were being fortified. The fire you walked through did not come to destroy you. It came to purify what had been weighing you down. There were people you thought would always stay, and they didn't. There were opportunities you thought would open, but they didn't. There were plans you thought were God's will, and yet they crumbled. That loss was not punishment. It was preparation. God was not being cruel. He was being careful with your life. He was preserving you for something sacred. And now that sacred thing is drawing closer. Archangel Michael stands not just as a shield, but as a sign. A sign that God has marked you for purpose. A sign that you are not fighting alone. A sign that the promise over your life is being activated even now. What felt like delay was God's divine order. What felt like rejection was heaven's redirection. And the battles you didn't think you'd survive became the very evidence that you were being carried by grace. There is a rhythm in the spirit now. A sound that says, "It's time." You can sense it in your spirit, even if your circumstances haven't caught up yet. You can feel the pressing shift, the urgency in the air, the weight of something coming that you cannot explain. That's because the shift has already begun. And Archangel Michael is guarding what's being born in you. He knows what's at stake. He knows what hell has tried to stop. And he knows the power of a child of God who decides to rise anyway, no matter how many times they were pushed down.